What is going on, guys? We are back with another video. Today we're doing another rebuild on Madden 22, and today it is of the San Francisco 49ers, a team that is really interesting because it's a team that obviously has an amazing defense, an amazing coaching staff, of course, with some playmakers on offense, but still kind of missing, I wouldn't say their identity because they're obviously a team that likes to run the ball, but they're just still missing, I wouldn't even say a big playmaker, just a quarterback, honestly. Trey Lance, we'll see. The fact that he hasn't seen the field more at this rate does kind of make me question whether he's ready or not, but I think at this point it almost seems like it's guaranteed to be his team here, which is why we are going to be trading Jimmy Garoppolo off. I'm not really sure where we're going to trade him. Honestly, at this point, it almost seems like the Seahawks would be the only team that could really use a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, but of course that's interdivision. So even if you don't see the Seahawks as a threat, you just wouldn't want to risk that, obviously. And I think, honestly, that's a big reason why Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't been traded. Isn't that they don't just want to, but there really isn't a trade partner out there right now for them. Like, if you really think about it, maybe the Giants, but they got Tyrod Taylor. They're still thinking that Daniel Jones is the guy. But regardless of that, Trey Lance is our starter no matter what. Elijah Mitchell had a really impressive rookie year, but obviously curtailed by injury, but I suppose that's kind of what happened to Trey Sermon, right? Like, it was Sermon out the gate, then Elijah came out of nowhere looking really good, then he was injured, and, you know, the Niners, a team that is, had a couple injuries near the end. I would say, unfortunately, they got healthy right at the right time, but, you know, you don't want to win because a team's injured, but at the same time, if Bosa could have just sat out one more game in the playoffs, I'm sure it wouldn't have played any effect on the game versus the Packers. I'm sure it would be, it'd be fine. Debo, of course, a guy with elite run after the catch abilities, but his route running is still kind of lacking. Catching is kind of meh. He's an okay player for receiving categories, but once again, it's the after the catch stuff that is really elite. Should still be good in the game, and obviously still really good in real life. Ayuk had a decent little season. Kittle was still really elite. Trent Williams is pretty much the best lineman in the league at this point. McGlinchey's all right. The interior, though, let's not talk about it. Of course, defensively, Fred Warner, you know who he is. You know Nick Bosa is. Greenlaw, I think the Niners would have liked to see a little bit more of a jump, as it seemed like last year was going to be the year where he, really took off. You know, maybe would have got to, the mid-80s, 84 overall or something. Still was good, but maybe didn't take off quite well. Jimmy Ward's great. Cornerbacks, Mosley was actually really surprisingly well. Good for them. Armstead's solid, obviously. And then Hurst, a guy that nobody really talks about, he was okay too. He was decent. And even though I think he's probably better than Kinlaw's younger. I gotta start him, dude. It's a pain. And of course, the second-round draft pick. He's not a prick. Please, look at that face. Don't hurt me. Is going to be our starter because he just has the potential to be the guy here. Also, at this rate, Jason Verrett pretty much should just be retired. He's got a 68 injury. If I'm not mistaken, that is probably the lowest I've ever seen in Madden history. And with that being said, I'm actually going to just remove him from the, he's just going to be back there. And while I really wanted a third-round pick, the Giants, kind of knowing where they stand or where we stand with trade partners, knows that he's not going to be traded for much more than a fourth because there's just teams that don't need a quarterback right now, especially an older, quote-unquote older one guy that we've kind of seen what he can do, which is decent, but it's not elite level. He's a guy that realistically I think Washington should have went for over Carson Wentz, to be honest. Of course, with that trade, though, we also made a few other trades because the Niners are likely to have some good compensatory picks coming up. So we actually have 3 third-round picks, 2 fourths, of course, no first-round pick again. But outside of that, though, we're still kind of juiced. Which, speaking of juice, let's juice up the subscriber count, if you don't mind. If you're new, of course, you can always unsubscribe at any time. We do a ton of franchise stuff leading into Madden 23. We're going to have ourselves a bunch of stuff to do when that game comes out, obviously. And if you're not new, I really appreciate your continued support as we get on to hopefully not fail another rebuild, because this team has probably just enough talent. This team could probably win 2. Well, here it is, Dre Greenlaw with first of 2 for camp breakouts. 10K XP. All right, looking at re-signings, like I said, Mo Hurst in real life, probably. In-game, don't really need him. I don't think that's somebody we should re-sign, and, I mean, a lot of these guys we don't really need to re-sign, to be honest. All right, team took a little bit of a turn, and because of the turn, we missed the playoffs at 9-8. We were 8-5 at one point, and then just decided to start losing every game possible. Of course, you can see here we lost 4 of the last 5 games against teams that are very beatable as well. The Falcons, the Texans, even the Titans at this rate maybe would be beatable. So a little bit of an L. Not even a little bit. A lot of a bit of an L because we also don't have our own first-round picks. So we're not really helping ourselves too much here. As Trey Lance actually had a really good season. May even be an X factor here. Elijah Mitchell was decent. Kept the same scheme, but still put up some crazy passing numbers. Debo could be an X factor. Kittle, I mean, obviously really good performance. Ayuk, decent. And Danny Gray, the rookie, the speedster, not bad at all. O-line, amazing numbers. Sack totals, Nick Bosa with only 10. 8.5 for Armstead, 7 for Drake Jackson, 6 for Kinlaw. I mean, it's okay. Pick totals are okay. Kicking was great. Punting was decent. Kick return, punt return stuff. Pretty traditional stuff. Nothing insane. But second in offense, only 9 wins. That's a little bit of an L. It's a little bit of an L. Did we win any awards? Offensive Rookie of the Year. Technically shouldn't have had that, but whatever, dude. See Brian Edwards won Wide Receiver of the Year with his new team, the Atlanta Falcons. But no playoffs for us. Let's see what the league looked like then for the Super Bowl. As I would have kind of thought that this team would have been almost a guarantee year one to make it. And of course, the Chiefs vs. Buccaneers, super fun original matchup with the winner being the Bucs. Let's take a look at our dev-ups. I would say Debo, maybe Trey Lance. And no, I was wrong. It was the opposite. It was maybe Trey Lance. No wait, I don't know. Damn it. Same thing. Take a look at the defense. Any dev-ups. Greenlaw goes up to superstar development trait. And I think that was it, sadly. Maybe Aziz went up, did he? He did, in fairness, but don't know how great of a long-term guy he'll be anyways. But yeah, lots to draft here, specifically the secondary, and then on the interior, the offensive line. Everyone else, so I think we might be able to get away with. Ayuk, I think, was decent. I think we'll be fine with him. Danny Gray almost got himself a dev-up as the number 3 wide receiver, so I think we're fine there. And obviously, tight end and quarterback and even running back, we're perfectly fine on. All right, so we know what we need, and we have the money to probably do it. Will free agency be kind to us? Probably not. You see Tom Brady in there, Melvin Gordon, Rob Gronkowski should be retired. Akeem Hicks would be nice, but not really necessary. Cornerback, Boye could be someone we go for just to guarantee our cornerbacks aren't terrible, but I suppose we're, once again, not a great cornerback team, but they're feasible. It's not like you're getting that much better with AJ. Ronnie Harrison, Hufanga, maybe has potential because he's young, but he is super slow. Jam Brown, don't really need him too much. We need one outside linebacker, but it's not like the end of the world. Marlon Mack, don't really need a running back. Obviously, tight end is fine. I mean, I really don't see anything that we should be spending money on here. It's just not. Maybe there's like some decent lineman we can try to grab one, because I don't think we're going to get 3 starting caliber guys in 1 year, but we kind of need them. So while free agency was pretty tragic, we did get Tavai on a 2-year, $7 million deal, which is not terrible for our outside linebacker spot as we lost Shahir. Of course, draft picks, going to try to fill out the line, maybe a cornerback if we can. I'm not even sure what pick we're going to have, maybe like mid-second, which would be nice. But yeah, I mean, we should still be fine to maybe grab a corner like we said, so maybe Sheridan Jones. I'm not sure yet. All right, so with our needs, the biggest need is, I mean, the interior is a huge need, but I think DB is the biggest need. And with that being said, I really want Ransom, but I really want a corner in general, and I think Ransom has the potential to play either for us. So he would be my number 1 for sure. But Eli Ricks is decent. I think it's Jaden Hill's really good. Clark Phillips is good enough. I think I'm willing to go to like 25, and if the price isn't too high and Ransom's there, I may go for that play. So we got to 23, and Ransom is still there. Pick 50, 83, and 82 this year to get to that spot, which was a bit of a jump, I cannot lie. But we're going to be landing ourselves a top-tier level DB, specifically in the cornerback range, more than likely. There's a couple of other options. I maybe should have waited, but I feel like all these guys are going to go very shortly anyways. But with Ransom, we're getting an A's man coverage, C zone coverage, fast-ish corner / safety. So we're going to grab him. Ransom it is. Hidden development trait, 91 speed, 93 excel, 89 jumping, 89 change direction, 89 agility. Now, I think we have had him in the past, and we played him at safety. I don't remember his dev. But I do remember that we've never tried him at corner. At least I'm pretty sure. So apparently I don't know, because that doesn't sound like somebody that knows. We traded 114, 116, and a 5th round next year to move up to 78. We are trading up quite a bit here, and for a team that doesn't really have a whole lot of high-tier draft picks, maybe a risky move. But, oh, Robinson's still there. I don't necessarily need a safety, and I think Richardson could also even be an option for us with that F-zone coverage. But outside of that 40, he's looking great athletically. But Robinson, who's also a little iffy, is very athletic. But we need the lineman most, and we just seen Torrance go. So I'm going to be going with Ryan Walk, who may even be a center for us when it's all said and done. Which kind of makes no sense because we have a center right there. Whatever. Ryan Walk it is. Hidden development trait, 87 strength. Enough speed to play guard if he had to. Oh, wait. We actually had pick 26. I could have not... Okay, well, that's interesting. I didn't need to do what I just did. We're actually going to grab him. We traded down with... I don't even know who, but we got 109 in the 4th and like 130 or 140 in the 5th. And I'm going to grab this guy because he is 210 pounds. Could maybe make the move to linebacker, so the coverage wouldn't matter as much. But we're going to grab him. And he's actually hidden. Okay, I don't know if I remember that being a factor. I kind of just grabbed him based off of the athleticism. And, you know, why not, right? Why not? And we're going to move on to the next round. If the center's still there, we're going to grab him. If not, we may grab... It seems a little early to be grabbing a kicker, but there's that really good kick power guy. Let's see what we have. Damn, dude, our guy's gone. Do you have this guy, Will Reichard? I don't even know if that's how you say his name or not, but elite kick power, B accuracy. That's not that far off of what we've seen. And 99 kick power. Do we just not draft kickers? I swear I remember this guy, but I don't remember him being that good. I thought he was like 96 or 97, but I guess he's better than that. But obviously Robbie is getting quite old on us, so kind of had to grab someone there. And we're going to grab the 6'2", 235-pound C.J. Johnson, which Carl Johnson. That's what I would, see it as. 88 speed, 90 excel, 235. Give me some Debo vibes a little bit, but it's kind of irrelevant as he's maybe a little bit too big for that. But all right, draft recap, 74 overall. The kicker is really high overall. Left guard 68, 69 for the safety, and the wide receiver 67. Yeah, I mean, he's not bad. He's not a bad player, but Ransom, I think, is going to have to be our cornerback. He has only 77 man. Either way, I think we have to put him at corner, especially with Damani Richardson, unless we actually do move him to linebacker. I mean, he'll probably be the starter over Hufanga, who's a little too slow for my book. Also, I didn't even check his dev, but who gives a damn, to be honest. Ryan Walk, I'd say we probably need a right guard more than anything. All right, here we go. Year 2, the year that we actually kind of, had our hand in the team, which, I'll be honest, we didn't do a whole lot. We added a new right guard who's hidden, but he's going to take a long time to develop. Offensively, outside of that, though, didn't really do a thing. Not even a whole lot, just anything. But defensively, we did add Tavai. We did add Ransom. We added Richardson. Cornerbacks are looking like this. Mosley's getting the number 4 treatment as he is 26. He's not a bad player, but I kind of feel like he may even be geared up to be a safety for us in the future when Ward is too old to play for us, as he's already 31. I'm even surprised that he's lasted this long, but it really wasn't the year I was hoping for. I was kind of hoping somebody in free agency would have showed up because that's really the best way to get your overall up higher, at least certain positions. Corner, honestly, now that I'm looking at it, may not even have been our need that was the biggest. So Ransom's going to play corner this season, but could go to safety once again when Ward's gone. I imagine one of these corners will. Team's not looking so good. Nick Bosa, is he paid in real life? Because if he is, I'm going to have to pay him. Or, I mean, repeat that. But, yeah, I'm not happy about this either way. All right, I don't know how broke we are, but we're going to do a nice 6-year... I don't even know how much we need to give him. I'm going to give him 150, 155, because that would make it about 26 mil per year, which is 2 mil less than TJ Watt, which is, I mean... I don't know. Call it how you will. I think that's fair. Of course, Debo, I don't know how much he's wanting to be paid in real life, but I'm just going to make it a 4-year 95. Is he cool with that in real life? Probably. Damn, he's not even close to cool with that. It's got to be at least 108, probably. Whatever, 107. That's got to be at least 26, 27 per, which is probably what he's looking for. McGlinchey. We're going broke. Yay. Jimmy Ward's going to have to go. Dre Greenlaw. Normally, I'm willing to let these types of players go, like outside linebackers and all that. Where is our money? Who are we paying? Is it just Trent Williams? I mean, obviously, the new guys we just signed, of course, teams in shambles. I might have to change to a little bit more of a pass-happy attack if that's what's causing us issues. So who's making the money? Armstead's getting paid a lot. Ward is going to be a bit of a drop. Ebukam is expensive. Mosley, Robbie Gould. So we are losing a couple of guys. We don't have to pay Trey Lance for a while. I don't want to lose Dre, especially since it's not crazy money. So if I can try to just clear a little bit to get Dre this season and we'll deal with the turmoil next season, I mean, that's fair enough for me. Screw Ebukam right now. Why not? Get it out of the way. Sign Dre back. Be happy with our lives for the moment, because it's going to get real bad. Yeah, we're going to be losing Jimmy. It's kind of surprising. I don't want to pay more than a 4, so... What? How do I not have enough money? Oh, come on, man. I actually learned we're even more broke now. I was wondering why he didn't accept a 4-year 49. He was asking for a 4-year 59. We're just broke. I don't know what to tell you. I think we're just screwed. Tag, question mark. I'm going to lower this money. Oh, damn. I was going to lower the money just to get this guy's a backup. I decided not to change the scheme. We are 7 overalls higher than them. Let's see if we beat them this year at all. Damn it, not the league schedule. No one asked, okay? Nobody asked. We lost to them by 10. Obviously, you can tell if we win, we are in the playoffs. If we lose, though, I cannot confidently say we are in. Please split the series. That is all I ask for. And we do win. Oh, it's guaranteed win. We're playing the Packers. I mean, we're all literally already in the divisional. Yes. And we get the Packers. Easy dubs, dude. Of course, looking at the, I don't want to show you guys, didn't force win or anything, even though we probably should be at this rate. 89 overall, can't consistently make the playoffs, and even when we do, we struggle. But looking at the numbers, Trey Lance, pretty damn consistent with last year. Almost, eerily close. 33 yards off, 1 touchdown off, 1 interception. So 1 less touchdown, 1 less interception. Pretty much the same across the board, which is kind of absurd. Rushing, Mitchell was better this year, which is cool. Ayuk, Kittle, Samuel, all looking pretty good. Could see some dev ups here, which would be clutch. Danny Gray was okay, not great. O-line, Trent Williams, pretty much coded probably to give up less than 8 sacks a season. But really good stuff from the offensive line. Defensive line, Nick Bosa, 19.5, 7.5 for Armstead, 4 for Kinlaw. Sadly, Drake Jackson dropped 1.5, playing the exact same role, which is questionable. And then Robbie is gone after the season. Of course, that was going to happen no matter what, as we have a guy that is already better than him technically. Waiting to start, Trey Lance, how high are you? Not on the list, really. A little surprised by that, to be honest, but rookie awards, nothing. Best quarterback, number 4, fair enough. That's it, though. Nothing else, but a playoff berth nonetheless. And that's all it takes, especially, once again, Playing against the Packers at home. Julio Jones, that would be interesting. Also be really interesting if I had a more secure mic that didn't bounce around. All right, so who do we have to play next week, though? Like, so when I'm like in the divisional, it's probably, I've seen the Buccaneers win. It could be them, actually. Not really sure who, but we'll see after this game is over. 10-7, 13-7, 21-7, 21-14. Fourth quarter. I mean, even better for us. Green Bay can't win in the damn fourth quarter, let's be honest. Yay. You're very unrealistic game company, but, like, this is, like, the worst I've ever seen. Green Bay has a lead with a minute left in the fourth? No shots. Unrealistic. Where's Debo? Is he not superstar? Screw it, Debo. He's actually open. Oh, my God. Literally, like, a third of freaking Trey Lance's yards right on that. Of course, they're trying to tell me to run the ball. I get you don't want to give him too much time to play, but really, run the ball in this situation? I don't know. We probably had Kittle, but I didn't want to throw it into pressure. Green Bay's got a lot of speed in their defensive backfield. I really don't feel comfortable throwing into that when we have plenty of downs to work with. I just kind of want Gray to go to the end zone straight up. Wait, what? That threw me off, but it doesn't matter because Kittle's going to score. Gray actually kind of beat Jair off the line. Now, of course, this is Madden 22 after all, so there's a good chance. For one, Jair does actually recover nearly perfectly. Like, this is actually surprising that he beats him that bad, but he just recovers even though he's like the same speed. Glad I didn't fall for it because Kittle was obviously open, made the play, and barring a field goal miss, should be tying the game up. Green Bay moving with a little bit of clock. And with 41-yard line, they're actually going to have a chance to kick the game-winning field goal. Green Bay giving up the lead, if you will, allowing a tie, and then this happening? Really? Who would have thought? That's just, come on, Mosley. Can't get the block, but that's what I was expecting. Green Bay special teams. Nothing worse in the league, I'll tell you. Nothing more consistent, but consistently bad. Heads, tails, give it to us. Damn it, dude. This is a long playoff game, by the way. Whoever plays next, week against these two teams is the real winner no matter what. Also, I actually don't know how it works, which I think is kind of like an issue from EA still. Is like, how do you know what side you're defending? Like, it tells me the wind. I obviously want to be kicking into the wind if I can. I don't know how to do that, though. Of course, a penalty against the offense and a punt from the 13. Nowhere to go. 3 straight incompletions. Even though Green Bay is choker city and they usually don't do super well, I think you have to go for it. You're literally just giving them, especially with our punting, you're just giving them a free shot here, which I just don't think is the best call. And that is a tough one. Debo drops it. We lose the game. God damn it, I'm stupid. Don't get me wrong, it's dumb, right? But, the team can't play defense anyways, it seems, even though they stopped him to the negative everything. Okay, I sold. I'm cheating. I sold. I made a bad decision. Okay, I can't live with myself. We're descending to the Super Bowl. I don't care. I just don't care. Okay, we're not in it anyways. Okay, I could not live with us losing because some idiot would go for it. It says Chiefs and Buccaneers again, by the way. That some idiot would go for it on 4th and 10 from their own 13 in the overtime. But let's actually see where we lost. So we did beat Green Bay in that sense, but we got destroyed by the Buccaneers. Doesn't really matter. If anything, it hurts us because I don't think you really get anything for winning winning the playoffs other than if you win the Super Bowl. I think you get like a bonus of XP. But let's take a look at our DevOps. Please have at least one wide receiver, maybe Mitchell as well. Please. Okay, so it wasn't Ayuk, but it did go to Debo, which fair enough. We just paid him till he's 30, 31. That's a dub. Of course, Elijah Mitchell didn't go up in Dev, either did Ayuk, but that's okay. Defensively, I don't think a single player went up in Dev. Like, literally anyone, even like a linebacker, but that's okay as well. We'll live with it. We'll see if we have any chance at all to get Dre Greenlaw back, but honestly, with how broke we are, and it being a linebacker, it might not be the worst call for us to let him go anyways, so I don't think it's a huge loss either way. Oh, I actually just seen retirements pop up. That could be Trent Williams, which would be absolutely brutality. Robbie Gould, I'm actually loving it. Green Bay loses Julio. That's not bad. That's not bad. With Robbie going as well, we might actually be able to afford him now. But once again, do we want to? Of course, I also don't know what the tag is going to be like. Oh, pfft, that is busted, dude. That's a fat holdout if I've ever seen one. I'll just be honest with you. That's a damn holdout. That's got to be a holdout. Like, why wouldn't you hold out in that sense? We have a little bit of money left. We kind of need a punter. He's 31, but still good. Looks like freaking Terminator. Sorry, Jimmy Ward. You're kind of lower overall anyways. Is there anyone we can let go of? That's all I want to know, because we are broke. We got to steal on Dre with the freaking tag, but we are broke as hell. Why does it still say we have Jimmy? Did we not actually go to free agency? I don't think it's going to matter anyways, because that money still is accounted for, so we're still broke as hell regardless. 3.43 mil. That's pretty bad, dude. Of course, linebacker still in need no matter how you want to look at it, whether it's Tavai you're replacing or Tavai and Dre. O-line, it's not like you have to up, you don't really have to upgrade. You could literally rock with Aaron Banks, who's done all right, and then Burford, even though I think it might be Buford. I heard it said as Buford, but like it just doesn't look like Buford. If it's Buford, I'm done with saying names. I'm sorry. Like I learned Grenard. It's not Greenard, it's Grenard. It's like that's not how you spell Grenard. There's 2 E's. It's Greenard. It's like I can't be blamed for these mistakes. All right? It's not Danny Gray. It's Denai Grai. I'm done. I lost. It's like Facebook humor almost at this rate. But Tavai, like I said, trying to return. Wow! Richardson looks old as hell, by the way. Could play Ransom at safety. Same with... we actually let go of Mosley. Actually, we can't play him there. What about Ambry Thomas, who is a younger guy? Does have the better zone coverage. What's his other ratings? How big is he? 6 foot tall, 189. Actually does kind of fit as that free safety role. I don't want to necessarily play him there, but unless we get someone in the draft, I'm going to have him as our projected free safety for now. But yeah, would not hurt to draft another corner. Would not hurt to draft a linebacker, obviously. And I suppose offensive line isn't perfect, so an interior lineman, maybe a tackle for if Trent goes soon. Now, we are obviously broke, but man, this is a strong offseason. Of course, Rashawn Gary, not usually an X Factor, usually star or superstar, but an X Factor is pretty impressive. Kareem Hunt, Devin White, literally asking to be paid like Dre, but obviously we have that tag, so Dre maybe sees Devin White. I don't know what kind of contract he's going to get, but you look at the difference. He's miles better than Dre in the game. You got to look at that factor, and of course, a year younger on top of it. I know that Dre has the dev, but looking at that contract that he's getting in the open market, whereas we're tagging him, doesn't really have a chance to go to the open market. I mean, I feel like maybe we'd avoid him having a, what is it called, a holdout, just for this first time, because he is also coming off of a rookie deal, not a very lucrative one. Playing on the tag or having that tag is literally retirement, technically. Like, he can actually retire on that if he absolutely had to, so maybe don't risk the holdout just in case. Of course, Jamel Dean would be a massive signing, but it's really not much we can do, but man, he would be huge. He's also an 86 overall, which is a bit higher than I've ever seen him, so I don't know who we can get rid of, but I just don't know how we're this broke. Is it just Eric Armstead being paid more than I would expect? I mean, we are paying a lot of players. It's just, to be this broke with a quarterback on a rookie deal is a little alarming. Just a little bit. Did I overpay Debo, maybe? I mean, these are all very realistic contracts, so if I can get away with real-life contracts, I mean, if I'm signing real-life contracts, we should be fine, no? Of course, we do have to pay some names here. Who is so expensive? Like, there's no one I can get rid of. I think we're just screwed. I think we're going to actually go broke. I kid you not. Can't get Jamel Dean. I can't even afford the guys we're going to have to pay next season. This is a disaster. This could legit be a failed rebuild. So Javon Kinlaw needs a 5-year option contract. I honestly don't know what kind of money we're going to be in, so I just don't even want to deal with that right now. If we get him, he'll be a long-term guy. If we don't, we don't. Same with Ayuk, as I figured it would be. We're gonna say We could barely... Why does it do that? Like, who coded that? Like, it's so old. But, like, who coded the... We could barely get him on the field? It literally says that for every player. Even if they're the starting player. So we had to pay Charvarius Ward this season. Also, I don't know why this guy's so expensive. But he should be on a 4-year deal, sadly. Maybe that's why it's not spread out enough. Because it's a 3-year rather than a 4. But, yeah, I mean, we're probably looking at corner again, because if we're going to lose Ward, we'll be down to just Ransom and Castro Fields, and even then, that's not really great. I'd rather move Ransom to number 1, put Ward at 2 or 3, and then draft a guy to play whatever slot, you know, Ward isn't playing in. But, I mean, we do have a need for free safety, kind of, unless we want to keep Thomas at corner, moving back there. But I think free safety, Thomas will have more opportunities there anyways. So, I mean... It's not the worst spot, but yeah, DT could be a problem as well, and wide receiver if we can't afford Ayuk. I might have to go for Odom here. A catching, B man, D zone, but B man, decently fast, looks, I mean, pretty good. Pretty good. It's not easy to find those types of ratings. Although we also have this guy that is C man, D zone, but more athletic. He's a 3 to 4 projection, but he's also a 1 to 2 talent. If we were to pass on that guy, we could probably trade down and go linebacker instead. I don't know. This is tough. You know what? Screw it. We're going to go right to 25. If we lose the guy, it'd be a shame. But at the same time, are we really in the market to trade up? I don't know. We have Hardwick if we need to. Odom's still there. I don't know, dude, because Hardwick looks great too. And we're late in each of these rounds. So, you know, you could go for Hardwick as well. But I feel like that'd be a little bit of an overdraft. Let's take a look at the linebackers real quick. So we have a B pursuit, C tackle, A zone coverage, very athletic. Looks like a god if you ask me. You have Greg Amos, who is very fast, but don't know a whole lot about him. Jason Dawson, 6'3", very fast as well. Wolf, how good is he? A Blockshed, which is really nice. Kind of getting pass rusher vibes, though, which, I mean, we could use, but not really that big of a need. Odom seems clear-cut that he's going to be good, but he could be normal development trait, which is a bit of a no-no. I mean, we'll only have one spot open for corner, so I think I'm actually going to trade down. Hardwick, I'm really just banking on the 1 to 2 talent grade, though, aren't I? But he is very fast, so yeah, screw it, we're going to trade down. Maybe be able to land multiple players. We're actually going to take the Rams trade, 43, 75, and 107. It's not a bad trade at all, so it's fine with me. Hopefully they don't take anyone good. They might actually take the corner, ironically enough. They take a running back. That's cool with me. We're going to go to 11, see what we got. We do also have the out of left field here, Bryce Gay, another A-catching C-man, though. Yep, I said it. And B Press, he's 22. How old is Chris? I almost called him Chris Hardwick. Jason Hardwick, he's 21. He's a 1 to 2 talent grade, which I'd imagine means Gay is also pretty damn good, but I'm not going to take that bet. Barber, was he the A? We're going to go with Josh Barber. Hidden development trade, 88 speed, 89 excel, 86 agility. And honestly, day 1 starter, Tavai really didn't show up. Didn't get that dev up, which is like so easy to get for a linebacker to go up to star from normal. Tavai just going to be a little bit of a cap casualty for the season. Only like 3 mil anyways, but still. Gay is still there, man. Oh, no. We could use multiple linemen, or linebackers, like we said. What about Peralta? Would believe that his name here is exactly the same as like a baseball player, if I'm not mistaken. Not bad. 6'5", different type of wide receiver. Once again, I don't know if we can afford Ayuk, so he could be clutch 3 to 4. We don't really need the corner just yet. It's a little early for that. Could go, though, with Wolf. Oh, no, he wouldn't be a pass rusher. I thought he would be a pass rusher. He's 6 foot tall. There's no way he's a pass rusher. Unless he is, but that'd be a really strange pass rusher anyways. I wouldn't even want him regardless. Ooh. Ziegler is a pass rusher. He's a finesse. He's 6'2", though. I think we're going to trade down. I think at pick 11 in the 3rd, we might still be able to land someone. I want the corner, so I'm going to try to go like high 3rd here. Texans might be that pick for us. What did that give us? Pick 5. That's fine. I imagine the corner's still going to be here. If he's not, I'd be pissed. Amos just went, though, so oof. Please, please, EA, tell me I didn't sell. Both are still there. He's a 2 to 3, but the fact that he's still here means that I just can't trust him. Hardwick, please be hidden. Hardwick, please be hidden. Oh, that sucks. But once again, the athleticism is there, which honestly, he was way faster than the guy we were eyeing up. So, did we maybe dodge a bullet? Oh, was that our guy? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. But now I'm starting to think maybe we trade up. Don't necessarily need the pass rusher, but at the same time, I'm a little worried that Drake Jackson is regressing hard here. So, we're going to go to the Falcons and just give him something. Just give him something at all just to make this play. Grab this pass rusher just in case Drake's going to suck. 6th round pick to move up 4 spots seems way more fair than possible. And we are now going to be taking that pass rusher. And with 25 in the 3rd, we could trade up one more time to grab Peralta just to have an option at wide receiver. Of course, I'm really curious with I'm really curious with Bryce Gay, of course. Curious and Gay. Yep, that's me. Jesus. Ziegler. Caleb Ziegler is going to be the choice. Normal development trait, but 86 speed, 91 excel. That gives me prototypical vibes. A finesse with that speed and excel gives me prototypical vibes. Although no hidden, so maybe not so much. But do we have anything else? Interior of the line is still a thought process of ours. With a couple of linemen here that are day 3s in fairness. What about Watford? I put him on my list because of his athleticism. Undrafted. That guy could be good too with just the 40 time alone. I think we're going to maybe trade down again. Although, how good is Dawson again? Do we know? D pursuit. Damn, he's super athletic. But wait, if Dawson, we're going to go to our pick because maybe Dawson's gone anyways. Man, this is a long talking point for the draft. I just get so juiced with the draft. Oh, wait, we're pick 25. Never mind. What am I even talking about? Screw it. Damn, Peralta's still there. Screw it. I'm going to go for him. B release, C catch in traffic, 6'5", 4'4", 140. He is 22, though, which worries me, but I'm going to grab him. David Peralta. And he's a hidden. Ooh. I like that. Ayuk, I think, might be our new number 3. Ayuk wasn't bad, but he is a guy that needs a contract. Might not even be able to afford him anyways, but more importantly, 6'5" with Debo and Ayuk in the slot could be kind of busted. I kind of like that. Sorry, Danny Gray, but I like that. Day 4, we kind of need a lineman. Whoever's the best available, I think, is going to be our choice. D pass block. Why the hell is even on my list? I guess some of the other things are pretty decent, actually. But Baker, as you can tell, is way better. So Adam Baker's the choice. Hidden development trade as expected. Just all the good stuff. Pick 11 now in the 4th. Is there a big gap between picks? No, there is not. So we may be taking someone else again. Josh Whitting is his name. B tackle, B hip power. Okay in speed. I don't really think I'd trust that guy too much. Might trust Noble, though. Another corner, B press. Decently fast. Excel in agility sucks, though. Never mind. And even though I don't feel great about him, he's decently strong. He's got a B block shed. Kinlaw might be gone, so we need a backup plan. So Michael Pippin, 89 strength. Maybe he's like 78 block shed or something like that. Could be feasible if we have to use him. And with that, I think we're going to trade down to like the 6th round if we can, because I wanted to grab that wide receiver regardless of who we grabbed in, with Peralta. So we trade a 132 and a 7th round this year for 161 and a 6th round next year from the Bears, which is, I don't know, probably pretty even, maybe even in their favor slightly. If the wide receiver we're going to grab that was undrafted is there in this pick, we were going to take him. Give me a lot of Danny Gray vibes, ironically enough, but I suppose a fresh restart on him. And Dylan Watford, who's 22, is going to be the choice. Normal development rate, 93 speed, 92 excel. A little bit slower than what I thought, but very good based on his athleticism, at least. Of course, we'll have to take a look at overalls. I do want to take a look at Odom, but I suppose the trade downs did kind of give us a longer draft. And 72 overall for normal is rough. Ziegler was also normal. Not the greatest draft, maybe a little bit of an L, but Ziegler is decent with 80 finesse already. We'll play him at left end. I mean, not the biggest dub of a draft. As long as Odom's only star, though, I'm cool. Of course, Barber, who I think is going to start automatically. What is he looking like? I mean, he's giving me some pretty nice vibes here. 96 injury, which is pretty insane. Big hitter, swim move, all that stuff. Could develop him as a pass rusher if we really wanted to, but I see him as a coverage linebacker, if you will. So, I don't know if it's left out we need or right out, but he's going to play one of those starting roles. I think it's left out. Tavai is just not as Tavaiable. Star development trait, sadly, but still, starter for us. Peralta, the 70 overall, our new number 2 wide receiver. Short route's great. Jumping is decent. Spec catch is amazing. A little raw, of course. You'd want him to be a great jump ball guy out the gate, and I don't really know if I see him as that just yet, but still a decent player, and he's going to be our number 2, like we said. Number 1 is his number, and he's a superstar. It's a little surprising, but I will say that's clutch as hell. And then as far as Adam Baker goes, I suppose center is the position we need to start. Doesn't really matter what his dev is too much, 'cause it's a little bit more of a boring position, but let's see. Start development tray. Let's take a look at Odom and settle the lineup. See what we're looking like for year 3. Now, Odom went 28th to the Vikings, who was also normal. Dodging a little bit of a bullet there. I'm going to be honest, I kind of thought guaranteed hidden. And the reason why I was going away from him, I was like, yeah, I mean, I kind of feel I'm getting star vibes. Not that great. These other guys could be hidden anyways, and more importantly, if not, they're still going to be good, but yeah, I mean, we dodged a bullet, safe to say. I don't know what playbook to switch to, but clearly we're losing games or not winning as many as we should because of the playbook. Sadly, I think maybe we'll give it one more try with the Niners, and then we'll try with something a little bit more traditional. I'm trying to think of a team that would be like, would fit this role. The Packers want to be terrible because, you know, Debo gets a lot of the receptions, and Packers still run the ball decently and whatnot. But I don't think they use the tight end enough. So I'm trying to think. The Chiefs would be a little bit too OP, but they would fit with that usage of the tight end. I don't know, but team's looking a little bit different. Got some talent. Ransom's the new number 1. Hardwick at number 3 with Ward at number 2. Obviously, I'd rather have Hardwick at number 2, but he's a low overall rookie that just doesn't deserve that spot. It would be very unrealistic anyways. Thomas at the free safety. He's only 23, so we're fine with that. And yeah, I'm a little worried about some of the re-signings like Ayuk, which is why we drafted a wide receiver late 3rd. Maybe should have went a little higher anyways, but it worked out. And yeah, I'm just worried about the salary. Second straight year where Drake Jackson gets a camp standout. This time, though, actually gets the first of 2. Gets himself 10K. All right, Dre Greenlaw wants even more money. I think it's pretty much a GG for him. Ayuk is someone we can afford, thankfully. A 5-year deal worth probably 70 to be completely fair. Even then, that might be on the lower end, but still worth it. Kinlaw, a 2-year 12.5 at 25 is pretty cheap, but he hasn't done anything crazy. So a 4-year 26 is super low for us. Helps him out, helps us tremendously. And I think Tyrion here needs to be at least another year. I feel like I'm being smart by naming him, like calling him Tyrion. It's probably like actually like Tyrion or something. Actually, that sounds... Ooh, wrong thing. It actually sounds like the truth. Of course, Ward we talked about. Oh, 88 zone coverage. Hello? 88 zone coverage, how are you? That's really impressive, but ain't gonna do it. Dre Greenlaw, we can't afford you, dude. You couldn't. I mean, I can't. I just can't do it. You're just too expensive. Sorry, I can't do it. Like, I can, but I don't think it would be a smart idea, so sorry. This is disgustingly bad. Of course, we win a bunch of games near the end anyways, so we go 7-10, but it was much worse than that. I changed the playbook a billion times. Literally a billion. I can't even remember how many. I tried the Chiefs after our I think it was a 5-game losing streak right out the gate. That didn't help. I went to Tampa. That didn't help. Went to Green Bay. That didn't help. I did Dallas. That didn't help. I don't know what to say. I really don't understand how we went 7-10 as a top 3 team. I really don't know what to say, but this is what the numbers look like. I mean, look at this, dude. 0-5. We run the Chiefs, and we still go 2-2. And then, I mean, it's just so bad. To be fair, we won a couple of games near the end. I think we had Green Bay and Dallas on at that point, but just so bad. Debo did end up number 2 overall. The passing numbers are great. I don't know if it's just the defense sucks or what's the story. Elijah Mitchell wasn't great. In fairness, Debo's an X factor anyways. Peralta could go to superstar X factor. Yeah, sure, he is a superstar, isn't he? Ayuk not bad, and then Kittle might just keep the... I mean, the numbers look great, actually, but unfortunately, that doesn't matter. Drake Jackson, 9.5, 8.5 for Bosa. Armstead, please get to superstar. It'd be so clutch. But I just don't understand how we were so bad with such a great team. Offensive rank, number 1 in yards. Defensive rank, 15. You could live with that. Ironically enough, it's kind of the opposite in real life, but whatever. 9th in points scoring. 16th in allowed. Are we just the unluckiest team ever? We lost like every game by 1 or something? I kind of glanced, I didn't fully look. That is so annoying. Rookie of the year for our wide receiver, finally deserved at least. This was actually the guy they mentioned, the prospect. He didn't look terrible. Oh, thank God it wasn't Odom. Didn't look terrible, but wasn't my cup of tea. 5 for Lance. Running back definitely not on the list. Number 1 for Debo. Peralta not on the list, sadly. O-line at number 6. Trent could go anytime now. Eric Armstead at number 5. Linebacker not on the list, I don't think. I kind of glanced and all that crap. Not on the list. So, a really good season where we just didn't put the wins together and another waste. All right, the Rams go from not in the playoffs to Super Bowl champions once again. Technically, if you count real life. Our DevOps, none, sadly. But Peralta, the superstar, will remain as the number 2, with Ayuk being paid quite a bit of money to be the number 3. But he still put up great numbers, obviously. Sermon, Elijah Mitchell, I would love to see him play a little bit better. The center, I think Buford, whatever you want to call him, could be traded off for, honestly, like a late 3rd even, I think would be fair. As far as defensively, of course, Greenlaw goes up in Dev. Guy that we're letting go. But Armstead did go up, which is very clutch because he's now 30. Probably still regressed a little. Oh, he didn't regress. It's clutch. It's clutch dev up. Tell you what. Corners still suck. Free safety didn't go up in dev, which is a disaster. As far as what we need to draft, linebacker for sure. Corner, again, wouldn't even hurt. We just got to get somebody that's actually hidden, though. Maybe a safety, but I like Thomas. Left guard, maybe, but I like Banks. So probably a left guard, actually, and a left tackle to replace Trent, who's still here, which is pretty insane. Us not getting Jamel Dean, even though we couldn't afford him, regardless, was such an L, it seems. Once again, I'm not really sure why we didn't win. You know, the ranks don't make sense. If you averaged all the ranks out, we'd be like the 8th best team, which is obviously playoff worthy when that's 8th best in the league, not even just one conference. It's very strange, but obviously, wide receivers are insane. Running back solid, even though he played badly. Trey Lance is great no matter what. Interceptions are a little high, I'll admit. But, of course, George Kittle. Trade Burford off for a 3rd-round pick. Replace Banks with a draft pick because we can't afford to re-sign anyone. And as far as... Oh, I actually got to put Drake Jackson down a year. I gave him a 5th-year option manually, but I forgot he was a 2nd-round pick, actually, so I have to fix that. Cornerback, but I'd rather just get one in free agency. If we just got a free agent corner, drafted a linebacker, I think we'd be fine. Please be a billion corners and one under the radar. That's all I asked for. T. Higgins kind of busted. Dre Greenlaw, Stephon Gilmore, I ain't paying an old man. Although it might actually be the best time to get one. Marcus Peters could actually be really clutch for a 1-year guy. Might even be enough to put us over the edge. Jameson, of course, normal development rate. Darius Slay. I'm going to try to grab a corner. So we did get Peters, a 1-year, $6.5 million deal with $4 million of that being guaranteed. Still looking at corner, but once again, if it's not hidden, it's going to be another wasted pick. We're just really not hitting on our devs at the positions we need to at the most. 5th-year option, Trey Lance. Obviously, we will say yes here in this current juncture. I forgot we were 7-10, and we have pick number 7 overall. That is an interesting one. There was a couple of corners. There's like top 5 at corner. I'd imagine he's gone. And, oh, maybe not. Wait, who's this? I forgot. Like, I didn't even scout or really pay attention to these guys. Oh, no. Okay, he's 23, actually. Never mind. Okay, so we obviously don't go for 23s. It's a bit old. 22 with a D press. You can suck it. And Sample is the guy. I scouted him more. I seen 6'2", 438. I scouted him more, and they didn't give it to me. Excuse me. I also scouted this guy more. Also didn't scout him more. B-Man, B-Press. I think that's a good player right there. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about that. What about McCullough? Did I get more on him? No, I did not. He's got an A block shed. Decently fast. Looks like one of those guaranteed hiddens. EA hates me. What can I tell you? EA hates me. Problem with linebacker is, though, they have this guy. He was also a guy that EA suggested. I'm pretty sure we've seen some good EA ones in the past. We also have this free safety, but I'd probably rather go with Manning since he's a day 3 and he's a 1 to 2 talents. Do we just take... No, we can't take Sample because Andrews is better. Never mind. Let's go to pick 18, get some extra draft picks. Why not? I think 18 will be fine. 1 or 2 for Andrews. We've seen Odom went like 25. So let's go to like anywhere from 18 to 22. We're going to go with the Minnesota Vikings. They're going to give us 20, 84 this, and a first next year, which is projected to be 100 points more. But they're the ones trading up. And more importantly, I'm just happy to be along for the ride, to be honest. But pick 7 is very high up there, which will be a quarterback. So when you're trading up for a quarterback, and we know it is going to be the case, which is what I'm going to tell, what I'm going to say, I mean, you kind of have to go up for a little bit. You have to pay a little more. But we're going to go with Andrews, who looked really great based on his man in zone, or man in press anyways. Very fast. He's 6'1". This guy's goated. And he's hidden. Thank you. Thank you, EA. That's all I asked for. Because we've landed a lot of decent players. It's just they're not hidden when we need them to be. Did we land a corner? Yeah, we got Marcus Peters, but that's kind of like a one-year deal anyways. So that's okay. That's fine. I'm obviously still extremely interested to see how good the other players are that we could have had. Damn, dude. I'm kind of like... Now, I don't want to lose Meredith, right? Because he looks really good with that A zone and kind of looks prototypically beast. But you also do have Mr. Damian McElroy, who has got a B zone, but more importantly is blazing fast. So realistically here, I feel like we can maybe take a risk again, trade down to like 18 or 20. If Meredith's there, we take him. If he's not, we take the other guy because he's 3 to 4. He'll definitely still be there. I'm trying to get my value. What can I tell you? We're going to go with the Buccaneers, 47 and 111. I don't know where that even puts us. 15, that should still get us Meredith, I hope. Meredith is ours. Of course, the free safety's still there too, though. Jalen Jackson, 6'4". Of course, the other guy is also 6'4". You can probably see that on the screen. You can. I guess Deion Meredith, he's a little bit slower, but that aim zone coverage, EA suggested him. I'm going to go with him. And he's hidden development trade, of course. Not really slower. A 4, was he not 4'6"? Am I losing it? 88 speed, 91 Excel seems really good for 4'6". But you know what? I am glad to see it. Let's go to pick 7. If the middle linebacker's still there, I'm going to have a tough decision here. Because we have a lot of draft picks after trading down a bunch. And even though we don't need a middle linebacker, he looks really good and tough to pass on. You got a lot of day 3s. You know what? I'm just not going to risk it because day 3 could literally be like the start of the 4th. C zone coverage, decently athletic at 6'4", 21 years old. I got to have him. Sadly, only normal development trait. Wonder how the other guy looked, but I think he's still worth the pick, even though he's not going to start right away. Unless he's a really high overall. We did have another corner, but at this point, I don't think we need that many corners. He's 5'11" with a B press, 4'4", 40, which is okay. And while we don't need a DT that badly, 37 reps with an A power move, even though you guarantee he's going to be normal, I think he's worth it. We're going to grab him. Normal development rate, 89 strength, 68 speed, and that A power move, which once again could be in the high 80s. Sometimes it's high 80s, although I did recently see a high 70s A, which is, I mean, disastrous, of course. And is Northrop the guy that I had as my D-end? I wanted him just because of his speed. I don't know, it's Applewhite. Do I want to grab Applewhite just because of his speed? Drake Jackson needs a contract. He finally showed up, but, you know, once if he sucks again, we decide not to pay him. I don't know. Applewhite, I don't know what his finesse or anything is like, but he's fast, so I'm going to grab him just because of his speed. Normal development rate, 84 speed, 85 excel. A little bit slower than what I thought, to be honest. And once again, we're kind of blowing through these picks, but we do have that extra first next year from the Vikings, which could be absolutely amazing. And even if they were to win the Super Bowl, still pick 32 on top of whatever we're going to have is still good. And we're going to finish the trifecta, if you will, for our players, and sadly normal. I was kind of banking on him being hidden, ain't gonna lie. Don't know if we're gonna be replacing Aaron Banks this season, just gonna be honest with you. We traded a 5th and 2 6 for a 4th next year. We ended up getting J.K. Scott as our punter. I think it was a 3-year 8, which isn't terrible because in Madden, obviously the ratings are static, and he has like 90-something kick power, 84 accuracy, which is all you really need. I know this guy's gonna suck, but as far as depth goes, 7th round, that's not terrible. Dalvin Smith, really slow, but 88 strength. Probably going to be a terrible overall, but could be worse for a 7th round pick. Overall, 77 overall. I don't imagine him beating the other guy beating him, but you know what? Devs do matter. 74 overall for the free safety, which is actually starting to tempt me now with Ambry Thomas. Also, 74 zones, a lot better than I bargained for. which is in a good way, obviously. Finesse and power suck, but 68 block shed. At 21, I think Ambry Thomas is losing that starting free safety spot already. For me, your lacking of being able to dev up as well is also pretty telling. Yancey, 89 power move. That is pretty busted. Of course, he's not going to start this year anyways, but Jameel Gordon, not terrible specifically for pass blocking, but not really someone I'm looking forward to using. Also, we never traded that center, did we? Got to do that real quick if we can, if he's still here. I think we can still do it. I don't think he got the option to be re-signed yet. Left tackle sucks. But just for curiosity, Spencer Andrews, the number 3 corner no matter what. 77 man was that? 76 man, one of the two. We're going to take a look at the dev. Hoping for superstar. Could even be X Factor, but then again, he has a high overall, and yeah. It's kind of what I was like, you know what? Maybe not. Meredith, I think, is the right outside linebacker now. We're number 31, kind of looking like a safety. Let's move to right outside linebacker. EA's guys, so I'm not really sure what they would think. But we're going to go with number 40, whatever. And star. The devs are lacking a little bit, but still really good players nonetheless. And let's take a look at that corner that we could have had. Also, I want to see the middle linebacker. It wasn't Winslow, but he was on the list. Hidden development trait, but 23. He'd have to at least be superstar to be better than our guy, especially since we traded down to get our guy anyways. And his dev is star, so not better than our guy, obviously. Birch, I do not think was the guy we wanted, and if it was, I'd be really sad. Good zone coverage, but bad dev. Here is the guy we wanted. Sample. Ooh! Once again, dodging a bullet, but 88 catching. What was our guy? Was he... I'm thinking last draft, actually. McCullough, though. 77 overall. Hidden dude. Of course, we got a hidden guy. Star, but 77 overall hidden. This guy could be a god. That'd be a mad L, but at the same time, we still got our hidden. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. What was our guy's catch? Because I got to admit, that is busted. 88 catching. Does he ever drop a pass? What was our guy's catching? Still good at 75, but yeah, not even on the same stratosphere. It might be the highest catching I've ever seen a corner have. He might even have the highest catching in this entire class, let alone position catching. 88. It is. 88 catching. Of course, no catch in traffic, no spec catch or anything like that, but okay, we see you. It's kind of busted. Still take our guy over him, I guess, but... it's kind of wild. I think the Green Bay playbook actually kind of worked out for us a bit. And, I mean, I'm not saying Elijah Mitchell is the exact same as A.J. Dillon, but, I mean, I get some similar vibes. Sermon's obviously kind of a power back, even though I think they started to develop his, what is it called? His elusiveness. Debo's obviously the by far number 1. Peralta gives me Lazard vibes. And Ayuk is a lot better than Cobb or Amari Rodgers. But, you know, whatever, slot, whatever. You know, great tackle potential if David Bakhtiari ever gets healthy and Elton Jenkins maybe sliding over to right tackle. The interior is kind of weaker. I mean, a lot of same vibes. Of course, same tight end talent, obviously. Of course, defensively, Peters at the number 2 spot. Doesn't look like he's happy to be here. Ransom's taken a bit to develop, even though we have every slider on 145 pretty much. And man coverage is quite good, and Andrews will be the number 2 corner going into next year, as he's literally already 77 overall. Manning's the number 1 free safety. He has so much potential at 21 years of age, and he's 6'4". Linebackers are young, but I still worry, like, if we couldn't even make the playoffs last year, we're technically a worse team right now. Kind of. I don't really know how we're going to make it this year, but then again, we probably should have made it last year, so it might have just been, like, in a really unlucky situation. All right, this is where we worry. What kind of money do we have? Drake Jackson, I don't know what kind of contract he needs, but he's been pretty basic. He's not even close to on par for this season. Of course, we don't really have any crazy names to pay, though. So Elijah Mitchell, who has been good, not great. He's probably like a 5-year 40 at this point, I'd say is pretty fair. So let's do a 5-year 40. A lot of it's guaranteed. Boom. Obviously, you'd want to play because you give him a really good deal. Eric Armstead, I think, is a guarantee re-sign. 1 year 12 is actually, I was about to say, not even really that expensive. Drake Jackson wants a 3-year 40. I don't think he's that good, though. He really doesn't play well, but he has potential. A 4-year 55 for the way he's playing is perfectly fair. And, of course, we didn't trade Burford. We could still trade him, but I honestly can't be bothered. Eric Armstead will get the deal in, and a lot of the other guys, if not all of them, will probably be gone. All right, having a pretty good year. Guaranteed to be the playoffs. Also, I was about to say, could it be guaranteed the bye week? Of course, we went with the Tampa Bay playbook in this one. Not too OP, but still good enough. Obviously, Cardinals, Rams, and Seahawks were so bad that I pretty much have to show you guys we didn't force them to lose, because those are some really bad seasons from them. Let's go to the Rams. What is it? The Seahawks. And then the last one being the Cardinals. And you can see there, they just really did not play well. And we played decently enough, of course. Let's take a look. Nick Bosa, the sack leader of the league, which is nice to see. Trey Lance, 5,100 yards, 41 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Lots of touchdowns for Mitchell. Really good stuff. Peralta, the best wide receiver. Ayuk was decent. Could go to superstar. Debo was decent, but not number one category. And then Kittle, 939 with 3 touchdowns. Looking at the blocking, really good numbers there. We actually re-signed Banks to a 2-year 12. Not sure he would accept that, but it was more than they asked for, I suppose. Nick Bosa, 22.5, with the rest being a little iffy, but 22.5 is insane. Spencer Andrews, the number 3 cornerback, with 4 interceptions, could go to superstar while playing the slots, which would be insane. Kicking was amazing. This could be the year. It should have probably been the year that we at least did some damage. Oh, crap, forgot about awards. Did some damage before now, but hey, it is what it is. Packers versus Buccaneers. Anyone but the Buccaneers at this rate. Buccaneers and Chiefs need to just stop. Looking at the numbers, number 9 for MVP, or not the not the the numbers, but you know what I mean. The ranks, which are numbers, of course. Rookie of the Year, Trey Lance as well. Best quarterback, best lineman, best D-line. We got Defensive Player of the Year on top of it. We took 50% of the awards for the NFC side at least, which is pretty awesome. Let's go on to the divisional round, see who we're facing off against. And it, of course, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That feels like a super win, obviously. Of course, we are higher overall, but not by much. I'm curious to see who their quarterback is and how good they are. You can see our almost whole front page is 99, where theirs is good, but it's not that good. And the quarterback is Jacoby Brissett. Please, they basically have Jameis Winston. Come on. He's back, basically. Please. All right. Please, 49ers, do it. Do it. Do it. Come on. All right, going to the end of the game. 3-0. Oh, it looked like we had a little bit of an issue, but got a touchdown, got another touchdown, got another touchdown on top of it. 28-3. 35-3 at halftime. This is absurd. There's zero chance they win. It's literally over. 38-10, 38-17, 38. Oh my. Okay. Hey, I was joking. Clearly, there's always a chance. Wow, they actually put on a hell of a comeback though, but not quite enough. As Jacoby kind of outperformed Lance in a way, kind of, not really, technically not, but it felt like it. We did have more rushing touchdowns, so here's that. Peralta and company doing a good job. A good team effort, of course. Kinlaw, the number 1 sacker, a little surprising. Andrews, the pickmeister, getting his hands on one in the playoffs. Heading to the championship already because we get the bye week, sending us to the divisional right out the gates. Trey Lance and company with some upgrades. Strong arm does not seem to be something he's strong suited with. A +3 to deep, which, wow. Okay, let's not talk about it. We're facing off in the championship round, and it's going to be the Falcons. Interesting. 93 overall to their 90, actually. Okay, they're kind of busted. Does that mean Ritter's a god? Winner takes on the Jaguars, who beat the Chiefs of all teams. At least it's finally not a repeat of the Super Bowl and new teams in general. Falcons looking like they're going to be the ones meeting them there, though. 17-10. 17 all. Defense does its job. Offense getting another chance with it. Tied up 24 all. This is a very big back and forth battle. Touchdowns left and right. And with 11 seconds left, and we're wasting all the timeout. I guess there's only, it's 3rd and 9, I suppose. It kind of makes sense, but kind of dumb that the Falcons aren't at least calling timeouts then. And there's really not. I'm just going to sim it because it's not really, they gave me no time to work with. But all right, let's see it. They get the ball to start. Overtime looking pretty good. And on 3rd and 13, they're going to have to punt it. Of course, from that range, it's a 68-yard punt. They do get out there, though. Nice job running the ball. I mean, this is almost like destiny at this rate. Running from the 1 for a 99-yard touchdown drive to make the Super Bowl. Absolutely absurd. Here it is against the Jags. Well, it will be in a second, of course. Perfect game from Lance. Sam Darnold apparently is a backup Desmond Ridder. Not bad. Looking at the running numbers, pretty good numbers, for Elijah Mitchell. Peralta's really just been killing it, to be honest. Defensively, nothing really crazy. Only 1 sack for us. Fred Warner with a pick. Kicking was perfect, which needed to be. Harvin almost showed why punters are people too, dude. They almost safetied us from a punt, and I would have cried. To get out of there and go for a 99-yard touchdown drive is amazing. Super Bowl versus those Jaguars. Don't really care too much about our, what's the overall? 7+. Nice. Don't really care too much about the dev-ups unless we lose, so I'm not going to look until that potentially happens, or we're looking at our overalls because we want to see how everyone developed in the win. Going to the end of the game, nice defensive performance there. 7-0, 7 all. 10-7. Oof, defense is looking good, but our offense is kind of struggling. 17-10. Still 17-10. Defense is doing as well as it can. Come on, offense. There you go. Up 13. One more score wins it pretty much. And the defense is like, screw it, dude. We'll score points. Safety on top of it. A weird score. 32-7. The Jaguars memes would definitely be flying. They're like, yeah, this is what happens when you let the Jaguars in. And, put up a performance like that. But Trey Lance and the San Francisco 49ers have won yet, well, maybe not for them specifically, but for the franchise, yet another Super Bowl trophy. Obviously, we'll take a look at what the ceremony looks like for the Niners, their team specifically, even though we've seen the celebration quite a bit this year in Madden. And it's going to be pretty repetitive going forward, as I highly doubt they're going to change the celebration again. They're like, once every 3 or 4 years, who cares, right? Super Bowl celebrations don't matter. It's only the literal prize of the sport itself. Of course, hoisting the thing, looking pretty good doing so, and Trent Williams may retire off into the sunset at this point. But looking at the numbers, Trey Lance, pretty damn solid. Trevor Lawrence, pretty bad, actually. Rushing, pretty consistent, stable running from Mitchell. Nothing too spectacular, but got the job done. Peralta was amazing. Samuel was really good in this one, and specifically Fred Warner with another pick. The new man there, Rashawn Gary, put up 2 sacks, which is pretty insane. Was it 2? Yeah, 2 sacks. Fred Warner, like we said, though, with another pick, clutching up, and the kicker, perfect. Didn't really need it this week, but still, it's nice to see. I also want to see who the that's the wrong one. Who the Jaguars had to play. So they did have to play the Colts, which is easy as hell. The Chiefs, you can get lucky in a matchup like that, and then, of course, they lost to us, which 5 touchdowns for Mahomes, even though they ran a couple of touchdowns in, seems pretty lucky to win that game, to be honest. I don't know how they did. They just clutched up, I guess. But regardless, taking a look at DevUp, Mitchell has to be a superstar, by the way, right? He had 22 touchdowns. I don't even care because the rebuild's over and there's literally 0 chance that we come back to this. So I'm going to put him at superstar, but like, why? 22 touchdowns? Are you joking? Of course, you did see Ayuk went up in dev. We'll take a look at him in a second. But Debo, 99 overall. What are his route running abilities? Pretty decent, but route running of deep still is awful. That's perfectly fine. You're pretty cool with that. 85 trucking actually might be like way up compared to what he starts at. Elijah Mitchell, superstar doesn't matter, but super fast. Juke move and all that's pretty good. Peralta, short route receiver, right? I mean, he got his catching up, so he is that jump ball guy. Literally Mike Evans pretty much at this point. Ayuk, 90 overall, kind of like a medium to long range guy. So, I mean, you've got a lot of everything, right? You got your your short to medium who can take it the distance with run after the catch. You have Ayuk, who is the medium to deep, who can take in the distance just catching it. And then you have your jump ball guy / short route guy in general with Peralta. Of course, Trey Lance, deep accuracy sucks. Play action sucks, but everything else is quite literally perfect. Great throw power and everything on top of it. O-line, I guess we'll take a look at Aaron Banks just for the fun. This is why the reason why I re-signed him, because he actually looks pretty damn good outside of pass block and some of his pass protection in general, specifically finesse. But really good power blocker, which is what I care about for the interior. Kittle, pretty damn great, obviously. We kind of look like a goldfish, to be honest. Let's take a look at the defensive side of things. Fred Warner, how good is he? So obviously he's 99 maxed out. Speed and whatnot didn't really get up there, but 96 excel. It's kind of busted. Did we get a dev up on defense? I don't remember if Drake was already a superstar or not. He was not. He gets the superstar. Of course, we kind of knew he's like something in the 90s for finesse. Of course, 92 finesse move. Armstead went to X Factor. Ironically enough, he actually chose he wanted to go for a new team. I'd probably be tagging him anyways, but X Factor there. Nick Bosa with extra upgrades waiting in the mix and just looking insane, dude. Look at that. 2 styles, pretty much 99, and then the block shed's great. Ransom was our best corner at 86 overall, but of course, took him a while to get there. Andrews, who would have been the number 2 going forward, no dev up even with those picks. 81 overall, insane starting point at 77 overall. Of course, Manning never got his dev. Not really never. It was, he didn't get a dev either. We had no dev ups at the free safety spot, which is just brutal. Barber is like literally the same overall as the new guy that's in here, which is kind of dumb, but sure, I suppose. They're developing him wrong. Oh, also, speaking of developing him wrong, I'm pretty sure they developed Damani Richardson really poorly. Yeah, he's basically a cornerback. Way to go, EA. Love that. But regardless, hopefully you guys enjoyed this San Francisco 49ers rebuild. I kind of feel like the last Niners rebuild we did was a complete failure, so this one's kind of a win, if you will. If you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like, subscribe for new. If you're not new, really appreciate your continued support. I almost said poo something. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Plays, non-Madden stuff. A lot of fun. Not a lot of uploads lately, so got to definitely get into that more. But not sure when I'm uploading this. I might hold off on Monday, so this will be a Tuesday upload. Once again, rebuilds are kind of like far in between at this point. Uploading less in general because, the Madden cycle's kind of dying out. I'm probably just going to start, uploading back-to-back or double Nighthawks episodes, to be honest. So, could be a Nighthawks tomorrow. If not, could be like Thursday. Maybe multiple on Thursday. Who knows? But yeah, if you guys have any rebuild ideas, let me know in the comment section below, and I can start posting more rebuilds again. But that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video,